Hey dudes, I'm Hilah, and today on Hilah Cooking, it's not actually Hilah Cooking, it's a learn to cook video. So these are the series of just like real basic, quick techniques that people ask about, or maybe they don't ask about, and I just think that you ought to know. So today we are going to talk about how to make hard-boiled eggs. And I know that it seems like it should be easy, and actually it is super easy, but it's also just as easy to like way overcook your eggs, and that's when you end up with that greenish tinge on the yolk, and that's like not sexy. So I'm going to show you the way that I love to do it, and it results in perfect hard-boiled eggs every time. First, we need to talk about the eggs themselves. You may ask yourself, Hilah, why are your eggs upside down? Are you stupid? Well, yes and no. So I've got my eggs upside down because I want to help the yolks remain centered. So, you know, you have your eggs in your fridge like this for however long you have them in there, and the yolks might get a little bit moved around. So just flip them over like that for overnight or an hour or something, and that just kind of helps recenter those yolks, which is especially helpful when you're doing something like deviled eggs, which I'm going to do later in another video. Which brings me to my second point about the eggs. For hard-boiled eggs, especially when you're doing something like deviled eggs where you really care what the egg looks like. I mean, if you're just going to eat it for lunch or make egg salad, doesn't really matter. But as the egg ages, these are aged eggs, these are about 2 weeks old. As they age, the membrane that connects the egg material, the whites, to the shell starts to break down, and that makes it easier to peel later on. So without that membrane holding it tightly to the egg, you're better able to just peel off the shell in large pieces without like picking at it and making little pock marks all over your boiled egg. That said, we are going to go ahead and put our eggs in this pot. And these eggs, they really should have been at room temperature. I was a little late to the game, so they're still a little bit cool, but ideally start them at room temperature. Just so that they cook more evenly and in less time. Then we're just going to cover them with water. Oh, Jesus. Getting water everywhere. Learn to cook! Okay, a little bit more. All right, now I'm just going to put this over high heat. There we go, put it over high heat. And bring the water to a boil. Once it begins to boil, I'm going to turn the heat off and just let the eggs sit in that hot water for 10 minutes if your eggs are room temperature. And also this is all for large eggs, which is pretty standard what you buy at the store. And I might add an extra 30 seconds to mine since they weren't quite room temperature, but I will see you then. Hey, look at that, it's boiling. Turn that mother off and set my timer for 10 minutes. Okay, see you guys in 10 minutes. In that time, go ahead and get yourself a little water bath here. This is just a bunch of ice cubes and some water. So we're gonna use that later on. Okay, my timer just went off, so I'm just gonna drain these in the sink real quick. Then we're gonna leave them in the pot and just shake the pot around. Just jiggle your little eggles. Give them a little check. See, I'm getting the shells kind of cracked and splintered all over the place. Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna put these hot eggs into my ice water bath for 5 minutes or until they're cool enough for you to start messing with them. Eggs are cooled off. I'm gonna show you how to crack one. So just wanna make sure it's kind of shattered around, and then I think it's kind of easier if you start at the fat end because there's a little air sac there, and so the shell is more loosely connected there, so then you can kind of get in and get this off of here. And you'll notice this little, like the membrane stuff, if you can get under that somehow, I don't know if you can see that, that'll make your egg peel a little bit nicer. Okay, and then I just want to give it a little rinsey poo back in this cold water just to get any little leftover shell bits off. And then we'll cut it in half and I'll show you what you're working with. There's shells on my hand. Inappropriate. Okay. There we go. Perfectly hard-boiled egg. So we don't have any of that weird green crap. The yolks are set, but they're still slightly moist. They're not like super dry and chalky. So that's what we're going for. These are gonna make some awesome deviled eggs. So there you go. There's how to boil eggs for everyone that was asking. If you have any of the other like super basic cooking questions that maybe you've been embarrassed to ask other people before, don't be embarrassed. I'm just as dumb as you are. Just kidding. That's not a very good way to sell myself as a teacher. Don't be embarrassed though, because everybody's got to start somewhere. And if you're starting at boiling eggs, then there's no shame in that because at least you're doing it. All right, there you go. And check out deviled eggs recipe coming up soon. Okay, bye-bye guys.